right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Within the Pixels. I'm here with Aamir Tariq, and we are going to be talking about privileged access management and some key facets of it, including key features. So we're going to expand upon the key features and talk about how they're important to you. And then the next thing we're going to do is tools and technologies. We'll hit upon a few particular technologies that are out there to take consideration of, and the ones that come top to mind. So without further ado, let me introduce Aamir. And Aamir, you have the floor, so take it away.
Hello, how are you? My name is Mohammad Aamir. I'm cybersecurity expert since many years, working in many fields of cybersecurity. So today we are talking about the privileged access management. That is a very important factor of cybersecurity. Privileged access management is a cybersecurity framework and obviously a set of tools designed to secure and control and monitor access to critical systems and sensitive information by only privileged users. Privileged users have elevated permissions, different permissions that allow them to perform critical functions or specific functions that they are able to do, such as system administration. Administrators are also, privileged. Configuration changes, access to confidential data. PAM also ensures that such access is managed in a secure and controlled manner. It has to be a controlled approach in order to reduce the risk of insider threats and external threats as well, misuse or external cyber attacks. So definitely there are goals of privileged access management. For example,
Is that we're going to? So Aamir, let me pause there for a sec. We're going to be talking next on the kind of our features within privileged access management. Is that correct? We're going to be kind of expanding upon like session management and password rotation, discovery, and aspects such as that. Correct?
All right. Let me discuss the importance of privileged access management and examples of privileged accounts.
Okay, very good.
And then
very
features.
Good. Very good.
All right. So why privileged access management is important? Because privileged accounts are a prime target for cyber attackers nowadays, because they grant excessive or extensive control over an organization's IT environment. Misuse of these accounts can lead to many things. For example, data breaches, disruption of services, financial losses, and regulatory penalties, obviously. So by implementing PAM, organizations can mitigate these risks to ensure a robust security posture. I can give you examples of privileged accounts. For example, IT administrators administer system and network and databases, and service accounts, which are non-human accounts used for running applications or automated tasks. Obviously, super users are there, root or admin accounts with unrestricted access to all resources. Then comes the cloud and DevOps accounts, elevated access to cloud platform and CI/CD pipelines. So I want to discuss here further components of PAM in the cloud, which are also very important. Reason being, cloud is under the utilization nowadays. Many organizations are just using cloud. So that is role-based access control. We have to use role-based access control to assign permissions based on principles or least privilege principle. We need to define the role for administrator, developers, and other users with tailored access levels. We can apply multi-factor authentication that require MFA for privileged accounts to add an extra layer of security, ensure security. We can add just-in-time access, that is enabling of temporary elevation of permissions to perform specific tasks. And automate the revocation of privileges after the task completion, and privileged session managements. That is a very important component of PAM.
Mm-hmm.
By using that, we can monitor and record privileged user sessions. We use these recordings for audits and forensic investigations as well.
Right.
Then we also do credential walleting, store privileged credentials securely in encrypted wallet, use automated rotations to minimize exposure risks, and we also use the cloud native tools, security tools. These tools leverage like AWS identity and access management, access analyzer.
Yep.
For example, Azure privileged identity management is famous nowadays, or Google Cloud identity to manage and monitor the privileged access. So identity and access management is a whole component and a whole chapter that administrators of cloud need to configure in order to secure the data from unauthorized access from the users.
Right. Right on.
We can also discuss best practices for PAM in the cloud if you want.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I think the viewers will be interested in hearing about the best practices. Let's dive deeper into that.
Yes. So why best practices recommended? Reason being, a misconfiguration can lead to a penetration or access to the cloud or account or secret data. So what we can do is that we can centralize the identity management. Use a single identity provider for consistent management across the hybrid and multi-cloud environment. And we can integrate with federated identity services for seamless access control. And we can limit privileged access, for example, reduce the number of privileged accounts it has to be.
Right.
Use non-human accounts, services accounts, for example, with restricted permissions for automated tasks. And we have to conduct audit and monitor what is going on. Continuously monitor privileged activities using cloud native logging services like AWS CloudTrail is famous, Azure Monitor, or GCP Cloud Logging is also under the practice of many organizations.
Okay.
So conduct regular audits to ensure compliance with these security policies, and policies then comply to the security standards. Ensure that the security controls are implemented and audited properly.
Yeah,
we need to implement conditional access. Use conditional policies to restrict access based on location, device, or behavior anomalies. We need to encrypt communication to and fro of data. Secure all privileged access communication using a very famous protocol, SSL or TLS. We need to encrypt the data in transit as well as in rest. So we can discuss famous tools and solutions for
that
cloud
sounds
privilege
good.
access management.
Yeah, let's talk about. Let's talk about some of the tool providers and some of the technologies, and let's get into some of the technology and providers. So go ahead.
Yes. So I want to highlight the third-party PAM solutions that are CyberArk, Beyond Trust, Thycotic, HashiCorp Wallet, and integrate with cloud platform for
so let me let's hold on one sec. So you mentioned a few there. So Thycotic is now Delinea. Okay, so Delinea is the one that we need to be. So probably in your notes there, I think it's probably a little old. I think the name changed about 2 years ago. So yeah, go ahead and update that in your notes. I know the huge
yes,
brand.
Exactly, you are saying right.
Right.
Exactly, you are right. So we have cloud native identity and access management solutions nowadays. For example, AWS Identity and Access Management, Azure Active Directory, Azure PIM. We have Google Cloud Identity and Access Management. and we need to have logging and monitoring. For example, AWS Guard Duty, Azure Security Center, and Google Security Command Center for detecting anomalies in privilege access. These are the best practices that are advised to be followed. Uh, we can discuss the challenges in cloud PAM, for example, due to dynamic nature of cloud environments,
Let's talk about
managing
that.
multiple resources.
Hold on. That's a good one. So we call that I call that cloud identity entitlement management. Okay, and I believe that's what you're hitting upon is the actual scanning and collection of data, so you can determine configurations, misconfigurations, and potential shadow admins and all that within an environment. Is that correct? Is that kind of where you're going?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We have challenges in cloud PAM as well, so we need to cater them. For example, we can do dynamic nature of cloud environment. For example, managing resources, containers, serverless functions that require dynamic access controls. We can use hybrid and multi-cloud complexities, ensuring consistent PAM policies across multiple cloud providers, because many organizations are mixing different cloud environments, using different facilities from different providers. So we have to do that. And identity sprawl, managing identities for both human and non-human actors as well, can be challenging without proper controls.
Right.
So cloud, many organizations are dependent upon the cloud. We have already discussed a lot about cloud. So I also need to highlight again the tools that are very useful for PAM. For example, you have discussed Selenium. We have CyberArk, privilege access security. We have Beyond Trust, password safe, Thycotic, secret server. For DevOps, we have HashiCorp and AWS Secret Manager. We have Azure Privilege Identity Management, that is called PIM.
Right.
So,
Right. And just so, okay, we're going to go. I love doing these. So just so everybody knows, okay, Thycotic is now Delinea, and Delinea has the flagship awesome product called Secret Server. And also there are other components there with Delinea, such as the platform, but we won't go into that right now. We'll do that on a further episode. But yeah, it's very exciting technology. So go ahead, Aamir. I just said I needed to make sure everybody was on the same page there. All right, go ahead.
All right, we can talk about the key goals of privilege access management that we need to achieve at the end of the discussion. And we will come up with further research and latest additions to this topic.
Yeah.
So key goals of PAM are, for example, need to protect privileged accounts. We need to secure credentials for accounts with the elevated access, such as administrator, super users, or service accounts. We need to enforce the principle of least privilege, which is granting the users only the minimum level of access, which is necessary to perform their relative tasks. We need to monitor and audit all of the activities. We need to track and record the actions performed by the privileged accounts for transparency, compliance, and forensic investigations.
Very good.
We need to prevent unauthorized access in order to reduce the risk of credential theft, misuse through access control, session monitoring, and perform the multi-factor authentication.
Very good. Yeah,
Core
that's
components.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So I think we can add more things into the topic later on.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so thank you, Aamir. Appreciate it. Very good insight. Very well done, and gave us some great points to consider around the features and modules around privileged access management, and then expanding upon tool sets that can be used to deploy those features. So this is all great stuff, and thank you for coming on. And and we'll be talking soon. Okay. Thank you, Aamir.
Thank you very much. Have a good
Okay.
day.
All right. You too. Bye now.